Did you know that after the age of 75, nearly all deaths stem from just 5 main causes? These risks are not inevitable. In fact, you can control them and live healthier than ever before. Millions of people over 75 simply hope to live their golden years in peace, to enjoy quiet mornings watching the sunrise, laughing with their grandchildren, or simply taking care of themselves without the constant burden of health worries. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), over 70% of serious health issues in older adults can be prevented through small but effective changes. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. CDC also points out that daily habits, from how you eat and move to how you monitor your health, can make a huge difference in extending life and maintaining independence. However, many people do not recognize these threats until it is too late, when their health has already declined and their options are limited. This video will reveal the top 5 causes of death after the age of 75. Common but often overlooked dangers. Some may sound familiar, but others may surprise you. More importantly, we will share practical and easy-to-apply steps to protect yourself from simple lifestyle adjustments to long-term health strategies. This is not just information. This is an opportunity to take control of your future, live more actively and independently, and fully enjoy life. Do not miss a single second, because these tips could change the way you think about your health. Watch until the end to discover all 5 causes and how to prevent them. If you are ready to take action for better health, comment the number 5 below and share your ideas. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to receive more healthy living tips every week. Let us begin your journey to better health right now. 1. Cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is the leading health threat for those over 75, claiming millions of lives each year around the world. It is not just an issue for the elderly, but a warning for anyone who wants to live a healthy and independent life. In later years, the heart is the center of the body. Yet many people do not realize that daily habits, from diet and exercise to stress management, can silently weaken this vital organ. The good news is that heart disease is not a life sentence. With the right knowledge and changes, you can protect your heart and significantly extend your lifespan. Scientific research has highlighted the scale of this issue. According to the World Health Organization, cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and strokes, accounted for approximately 31% of global deaths in 2022, with those over 75 being the highest risk group. The International Heart Association also reports that over 40% of deaths among older adults are related to heart issues, often due to high blood pressure, cholesterol buildup, or a sedentary lifestyle. A CDC study shows that controlling blood pressure and improving diet can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 50% in those over 70. These numbers are more than statistics. They are reminders that you can make a difference in your own life. Take the story of Hiroshi, a 76-year-old man who believed that fatigue and shortness of breath when climbing stairs were just normal signs of aging. He frequently ate processed foods and rarely exercised, thinking rest was enough at his age. During a routine checkup, his doctor found dangerously high blood pressure and warned him about the risk of a heart attack. Instead of panicking, Hiroshi decided to change. He started eating more leafy greens, salmon, and walnuts, and began walking for 20 minutes each day around his neighborhood. Within 6 months, his blood pressure stabilized. He felt full of energy and even joined a local dance club. Hiroshi's story proves it is never too late to care for your heart. Yet the danger of heart disease cannot be underestimated. High blood pressure, often called the silent killer, puts stress on arteries, forces the heart to work harder, and can lead to strokes or heart failure. A diet high in salt-saturated fat and processed foods contributes to plaque buildup in the arteries, obstructing blood flow. Lack of physical activity is another risk factor. When you move less, your heart does not get enough exercise. Your muscles weaken and circulation slows. Chronic stress also raises blood pressure and harms the heart. Alarmingly early warning signs, such as fatigue, shortness of breath, or mild chest discomfort, are often ignored or dismissed as part of getting older. Without timely action, these issues can lead to serious outcomes, from long hospital stays to the loss of independence. To protect your heart, consider simple but effective changes. First, monitor your blood pressure regularly, at least once a month, using a home monitor. They are easy to use and affordable. If your blood pressure exceeds 120/80 millimeters of mercury, consult your doctor for adjustments. In your diet, prioritize heart-friendly foods like leafy greens, berries, fatty fish such as salmon or mackerel, and nuts like almonds. Limit salt-fried foods and fast food to keep your arteries clear. Exercise is key. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking, cycling, or gentle yoga 4 times a week can strengthen your heart. Do not forget to manage stress through meditation, deep breathing, or simply talking with friends and family. Lastly, if you smoke, find a way to quit. Smoking doubles the risk of heart disease. A healthy heart not only helps you live longer, but allows you to live more fully with energy, laughter, and the people you love. 2 falls and injuries. Falls are among the most serious dangers for people over the age of 75, yet they are often underestimated. Just one moment of imbalance, slipping on a wet floor or tripping over a loose rug, can lead to life-altering consequences, from broken bones to the loss of independence. Unlike chronic illnesses that develop slowly, a fall can happen in the blink of an eye, but its impact can last for months or even become permanent. The important truth is that falls are not unavoidable. With preparation and a few adjustments in your living space and daily habits, you can greatly reduce the risk and continue to live an active and independent life. Scientific studies have clarified the severity of this issue. According to the World Health Organization, falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths among older adults, with more than 37 million falls requiring medical treatment globally each year. A report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention notes that about 25% of people over 65 fall at least once a year, and that number rises among those over 75. One of the most serious consequences is hip fractures, with 95% of cases requiring surgery and often resulting in long hospital stays. Even more concerning, the CDC estimates that 20 to 30% of seniors who fall suffer a decline in mobility, increasing their risk of losing independence and facing complications such as infections or malnutrition. Consider the story of Maria, an 80-year-old woman who lived alone and took great pride in her independence. One morning, she tripped over a loose rug in her living room and fractured her wrist. Although the injury was not severe, Maria began to fear moving around, limiting her activity and gradually becoming weaker. Fortunately, her daughter suggested she join a balance training class at the local community center. Maria also improved her home by installing handrails on the stairs and using non-slip mats. Within a few months, she regained her confidence, resumed her daily walks, and even returned to gardening. Maria's story shows that preventing falls not only helps avoid injuries, but also preserves quality of life. However, the risk of falling should not be ignored. As people age, muscle strength, balance, and reaction time naturally decline. These changes occur gradually, making many unaware of their vulnerability until an accident happens. Unsafe homes with poor lighting, slippery floors, or a lack of handrails significantly increase the risk. Side effects from certain medications, such as sedatives or blood pressure drugs, can cause dizziness or drowsiness, making you more prone to falls. Another factor is the fear of falling itself. After a near fall, many people reduce their activity, which weakens muscles and ironically increases the chance of falling again, creating a dangerous cycle. If not addressed, one fall can lead to broken bones, head injuries, or complications that require reliance on others, taking away freedom and joy in life. To reduce the risk of falling, you can make simple but effective changes. First, inspect and improve your home environment. Install handrails in stairways and bathrooms, use non-slip mats, and ensure proper lighting, especially in hallways and entrances. Remove hazards like loose cords or unsecured rugs. Physically practice exercises that improve balance and muscle strength, such as standing on one foot for 30 seconds each day, heel-to-toe walking, or joining a senior-friendly yoga class. Just 15 to 20 minutes of movement each day can make a significant difference. If you are on medications, consult your doctor about side effects that might cause dizziness or sudden drops in blood pressure. Wear sturdy, non-slip footwear, both indoors and outdoors, to stay safe. Finally, get your vision checked regularly, as poor eyesight is a major risk factor. These steps require little time or money, but can help you stay independent, confident, and safe for years to come. 3. Respiratory disease. Breathing is a basic function of life, but for people over the age of 75, respiratory illnesses can become a serious threat, taking away both health and independence, from seemingly harmless coughs to shortness of breath. When climbing stairs, lung problems are often overlooked or dismissed as just signs of aging. However, the alarming truth is that respiratory diseases are among the leading causes of death in older adults, and the majority of these conditions can be prevented if identified early. By taking care of your lungs, today you can breathe easier, maintain your energy, and live a longer, healthier life. Scientific research has highlighted the seriousness of respiratory diseases in the elderly. According to the World Health Organization, lung-related illnesses such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and pneumonia cause more than 3 million deaths worldwide each year, with those over 75 accounting for a large portion. A report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that pneumonia is the leading cause of hospitalization among seniors, and around 15 to 20% of cases develop into life-threatening complications due to weakened immune systems. Additionally, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema, impairs breathing and lowers quality of life. The WHO emphasizes that regular vaccinations and improved air quality can reduce the risk of serious respiratory illness in older adults by up to 60%. These numbers serve as a clear warning of the importance of protecting your lungs. Thomas, a retired 7-year-old teacher, is a telling example. He had a persistent cough and found it hard to breathe during walks, but he assumed it was just part of getting older. One winter, he caught what seemed to be a common cold, but it quickly worsened into pneumonia, forcing him to be hospitalized. After recovering, his doctor diagnosed him with early-stage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and recommended lifestyle changes. Thomas began using an air purifier at home, got vaccinated against pneumonia, and practiced daily breathing exercises. He also joined a local walking group for light exercise. As a result, he not only breathed easier, but also felt healthier and more positive. Thomas's story shows how paying attention to lung health can transform your life. Nevertheless, the dangers of respiratory diseases are significant if left untreated. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease causes inflammation and narrowing of the airways, making breathing difficult, and symptoms like a persistent cough or wheezing are often ignored. Pneumonia is especially dangerous in older adults. It may begin with a mild cold or minor infection, but can rapidly turn life-threatening when the immune system is weak. Poor air quality, including dust and mold, indoors or outdoor pollution, can gradually damage the lungs, especially if you already have breathing problems. Long-term exposure to tobacco smoke, whether directly or secondhand, also increases the risk of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and other lung diseases. Another factor is lack of physical activity. When you sit for too long, your lungs do not fully expand, leading to mucus buildup and higher infection risk. If these problems are not addressed, they can result in frequent hospitalizations, overall health decline, and the loss of ability to perform daily activities. To protect your lungs and reduce the risk of respiratory disease, you can take practical steps starting today. First, make sure to receive regular vaccinations, especially for pneumonia and influenza, as they help prevent serious infections. Check indoor air quality by using air purifiers, keeping your home clean to reduce dust and mold, and avoiding exposure to tobacco smoke. Physically stay active with light exercises like walking or yoga for 20 to 30 minutes each day to strengthen your lungs and clear out mucus. Breathing exercises such as deep inhaling through the nose and slow exhaling through the mouth can also help your lungs function more efficiently. If you have symptoms like a lingering cough, shortness of breath, or chest discomfort, see a doctor immediately. Early detection can save your life. Lastly, eat a diet rich in antioxidants such as leafy greens, berries, and nuts to support lung health. These changes are simple but offer long-term benefits, helping you breathe freely and live more actively. 4. Stroke. Stroke is one of the most serious health threats for people over the age of 75. It can happen suddenly and change a life in just seconds. When blood cannot reach the brain because an artery is blocked or bursts, brain cells begin to die, leading to the loss of speech movement or even life. What makes stroke especially dangerous is not only how fast it strikes, but also how many people are unaware they are at risk until it is too late. The good news is that most strokes can be prevented through lifestyle changes and attention to warning signs. By understanding and taking action today, you can protect your brain, maintain your independence, and enjoy a healthier life. Scientific research has revealed the seriousness of stroke. According to the World Health Organization, stroke is the second leading cause of death worldwide, responsible for more than 6 million deaths each year, with older adults making up the majority. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that about 80% of strokes can be prevented by controlling risk factors, such as high blood pressure and unhealthy habits. A 2021 study from the World Stroke Organization found that 1 in 4 people over the age of 65 will experience a stroke in their lifetime. However, early recognition of warning signs and lifestyle adjustments can cut that risk in half. These statistics highlight that stroke prevention is not only possible, but well within your reach. A memorable experience comes from Aisha, a 79-year-old retired seamstress. One afternoon, she suddenly felt dizzy and had trouble speaking for a few minutes, but the symptoms quickly went away, so she thought it was just fatigue. Fortunately, her son recognized that this could be a transient ischemic attack and took her to the doctor. Tests revealed that she had high blood pressure and atrial fibrillation, a condition that increases stroke risk. Aisha began taking medication to control her blood pressure, eating more leafy greens and fruits, and reducing salt in her meals. She also joined a light walking class at a local community center. Within a few months, her health improved noticeably, and she continued sewing, even teaching her grandchildren how to stitch. Aisha's story shows how paying attention to early signs can save lives and preserve quality of life. The risk of stroke should never be underestimated, especially because many risk factors have no clear symptoms. High blood pressure. The leading cause of stroke places stress on arteries, making them more likely to burst or clog. Atrial fibrillation, a type of irregular heartbeat, causes blood to pool and form clots that can travel to the brain. A diet high in salt and saturated fats and low in physical activity raises cholesterol levels, narrows the arteries, and hinders blood flow. Smoking and excessive alcohol use also damage blood vessels and increase stroke risk. Another danger is transient ischemic attacks, often called mini-strokes, which include symptoms such as dizziness, weakness in the limbs, or difficulty speaking that lasts only a few minutes. Many people ignore these events, but they are serious warning signs. If untreated, a mini-stroke can lead to a major stroke that causes paralysis, loss of speech, or death. To reduce your risk of stroke, there are several simple but effective actions you can take. First, check your blood pressure regularly, ideally every month, and keep it below 120 over 80 millimeters of mercury. If it is high, speak to your doctor about medication or lifestyle changes. In terms of diet, choose foods rich in potassium, such as bananas, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens, and reduce your intake of salt and processed foods to protect your blood vessels. Physical activity is essential. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking, cycling, or light exercise 4 to 5 times a week can improve circulation and reduce the risk of blood clots. If you smoke, seek support to quit. Quitting smoking can cut your stroke risk within 1 year. Learn to recognize the signs of a stroke using the FAST method. Look for facial drooping, arm, check for arm weakness, speech, listen for slurred speech, time, call emergency services immediately. If you or someone you love experiences symptoms like a mini-stroke, seek medical attention right away. Early action can prevent devastating consequences. These changes not only protect your brain, but also help you live more actively, confidently, and healthily. 5. Cognitive decline. Cognitive decline, including dementia and Alzheimer's disease, is one of the most heartbreaking challenges people face after the age of 75. The gradual loss of memory, thinking ability, and decision-making skills not only affects quality of life, but also increases the risk of serious complications and even threatens survival. Many people assume that forgetting names or having trouble focusing is an unavoidable part of aging, but in reality, cognitive decline is not destiny. By taking care of your brain health, starting today, you can keep your mind sharp, stay independent, and enjoy life more fully for years to come. Scientific research has made clear the seriousness of cognitive decline among older adults. According to the World Health Organization, dementia affects more than 55 million people globally, with individuals over the age of 75 making up the majority. The Alzheimer's Association reports that 1 in 3 people over the age of 85 has some form of dementia, and this number is expected to double by the year 2050 due to population aging. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention emphasizes that factors such as social isolation, lack of physical activity, and poor nutrition can accelerate cognitive decline, while an active lifestyle can slow its progression. A study from Harvard University found that people who stay mentally and physically active are 30 to 40% less likely to develop Alzheimer's than those who do not engage their brains regularly. These figures show that you have the power to protect your mind. Take the story of Javier, an 81-year-old retired engineer. Javier began to notice that he often forgot where he left his keys and had trouble keeping up with conversations, which made him anxious about his memory. At first, he thought it was just a normal part of aging, but after reading about dementia, he decided to take action. He began reading history books, playing chess with friends, and joining a weekly walking group. He also adjusted his diet to include more berries, fatty fish, and leafy greens to nourish his brain. After 1 year, Javier not only remembered things more clearly, but also felt more confident, more optimistic, and even started teaching his grandchildren how to play chess. His story shows that taking care of your mind can bring joy and connection to your life. The risk of cognitive decline is deeply concerning, especially because it can lead to dangerous complications. When memory and decision-making abilities deteriorate, older adults are more prone to accidents such as forgetting to turn off the stove, taking the wrong medication, or getting lost outdoors. These incidents not only pose safety risks, but also increase the chances of injury or death. Social isolation is a major contributing factor. Without regular interaction, the brain is less stimulated, which speeds up cognitive decline. A diet low in antioxidants and omega-3s, along with a lack of exercise, reduces blood flow to the brain and damages nerve cells. Early signs such as forgetting names, struggling to plan activities, or repeating questions are often ignored, but if left unaddressed, they can develop into full dementia, causing the person to become completely dependent on others and lose the ability to care for themselves. To protect your brain and reduce the risk of cognitive decline, you can make simple but powerful changes. First, keep your brain active by reading solving puzzles or learning new skills, such as painting or playing a musical instrument. These activities stimulate neural connections and keep your brain agile. Physical activity is also crucial. Walking, yoga, or dancing for 30 minutes a day boosts blood flow to the brain and preserves memory. When it comes to diet, prioritize foods rich in omega-3s like salmon and walnuts, and eat antioxidant-rich foods such as berries and green vegetables to nourish brain cells. Avoid processed foods and refined sugar as they cause inflammation and harm brain health. Social connection is essential. Join clubs, volunteer, or simply call a friend to stay mentally engaged and emotionally positive. Finally, get regular medical checkups to detect early issues such as high blood pressure or vitamin B12 deficiency, which can affect brain function. These steps not only safeguard your mind, but also bring joy, confidence, and meaning to life. We have just explored the 5 leading causes that threaten health after the age of 75. Cardiovascular disease, falls and injuries, respiratory disease, stroke, and cognitive decline. These dangers are not just numbers on paper. They are real challenges that can take away health independence and precious moments with family for millions of older adults around the world. But the most important message you should take with you is one of hope. These risks are not your fate, from managing blood pressure and making your home safer to protecting your lungs, recognizing stroke symptoms, and nurturing your mind. You have the power to shape a healthier future. Health is not something to leave up to time. It is the result of the small choices you make every day. Although these 5 risks pose significant threats, they do not have to be a source of daily fear. If left unaddressed, heart disease and stroke can strike without warning. A fall can take away your independence in a single moment. Respiratory illness can turn a common cold into a dangerous complication. Cognitive decline can steal your memory and joy. But when you choose to make a change, you are building a shield of protection, a strong heart to keep moving forward, a flexible body to enjoy freedom, healthy lungs to breathe with ease, and a sharp mind to hold on to precious memories. Ignoring these risks will not make them disappear, but paying attention to them offers an invaluable reward, a life filled with energy, meaning, and memorable moments with those you love. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Is there something you could do differently, even if it is just a small step? Perhaps it is adding one more vegetable to your dinner, taking a 15-minute walk each day, or checking your home for safety hazards. It could be scheduling a checkup to monitor your blood pressure, calling a friend to catch up, or trying a brain game to stay sharp. These steps do not require you to change your entire life overnight. Instead, they are small building blocks, forming a strong foundation for long-term health and happiness. Health is your greatest asset at this stage of life, and every decision you make is an opportunity to invest in yourself. When you care for your body and your mind, you are not just extending your life, but opening the door to a rich and meaningful one, where you can keep doing what you love, whether it is cooking a family meal, watching the sunset, or laughing with your grandchildren. This journey begins today, and every step you take is a gift to your future self.